DMJ meme, good?
They're good to go, Chris. Let's count them down. Milwaukee, let's count them down. The semifinals in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Here we go. Same piece sets, level 18 all the way, obviously. And, you know, I heard the people walking by whispering, are they doing that rolling thing with their hands? They want to kind of like get around and like see everybody, but it was a little awkward to see that. You don't see it on the cameras too much, but a lot of intrigue here. And as I was mentioning before, I did discover this scene way back in 2012, I believe, when this event was at a hotel, and I watched the Ecstasy of Order hosted by none other than Ben Mullen in the hotel bar, and became a member of the scene pretty quickly after that, and have been here ever since. So it's been a good 15, 16 years.
Right.
Changed my life, Birb.
Yeah, life-changing, man. Yeah, I was just thinking about how long ago that was, man, you know?
I know I had, like, regular colored hair.
Yeah, good times, right?
I know.
Oh, man.
And all these competitors, all these competitors were kids.
Yeah.
They have grown up with this game. They most of them jumped around the 2019-2020 year, and have kind of grown up before our eyes. They were teenagers and high school students, and now they're all mostly post-college, and it's pretty great to see them grow up.
Yeah, no, it's almost like resetting like the scene almost, right? It was always, you know, people like Quaid were kind of like the younger people, for example. Right now these players are kind of getting to that point, right? So it's interesting. Like a lot of our top contingent.
That first year, Alex Kerr was Kid Tetris. He was like the kid, and now he's in his 40s and married and all adult and grown like. And time flies by, man. Enjoy the ride. Early lead here for DMJ at the bottom, 190 to 125. So Meme's got a little bit of work ahead of her, but I suspect this is not going to be much of an issue by the end of this. We're going to see some crazier scores at the top. Nice close match, 208, 210. Back and forth, Huff and Rhubarb.
Yeah, we got some fun chatter going on here over on Twitch. Of course, we got Arctic is here just catching up. Meme beat Scout. What an upset. So there you go. That's Arctic. That's courtesy of Arctic.
And I heard more than a few whispers. Is that the Game Scout on YouTube? You know, that was.
Yeah.
He always gets his fans at these events.
Right. It wasn't directed at Milo.
Nope.
Like it's been in previous years. I swear. He tells me all the time, like, dude, people come up to me every year and are like, "Are you a Game Scout?" Like, I'm like, dude, at what point do you start messing with them? And say, "Yeah, I am."
I have not yet heard. Are you the Game Scout? Which would be proper English. But it doesn't sound right.
It doesn't. Yeah, no, it just doesn't really roll off the tongue very well.
Nope. So still close at top, 327, 329. 318, 248. The lead is widening, and because we're not using Nestor's champs, I get to use old-fashioned math and kind of do like brain exercises to keep me kind of young. Yeah. So I do appreciate the break and not having Nestor's champs do all the work for me. So that's about a 2.5 Tetris lead for DMJ over Meme.
Yeah, certainly a great start for him. I mean, yeah, certainly through 75 lines. That's a good pace. And we also don't have Nestor's champs to calculate the Tetris rate, as I'm sure, much to James Chen's dismay.
No, right? We are going to see James Chen. This is the road to our World Championships in Pasadena, coming out in a month and a half at the SoCal Retro Gaming Expo. So this is one of the last stops. You're going to have your event here in Detroit in a couple weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks from today.
I think that's about it. Then that's going to be the last one.
Yeah, much. I think so. At least over in the States. There might be some overseas as well, but at least here in the States, I think, Detroit's the last stop in 2 weeks. So mark your calendars, right, if you want to check that out.
That's only a 3-4 hour drive from here?
About 6 hours from Milwaukee. But
okay, never mind.
Yeah, a little further from Milwaukee, but but it's in a pretty good spot, I feel like, for a number of folks, right? You know, like Ohio, it's not too long of a drive,
nope.
You know. All that sort of stuff.
And all of a sudden, Meme has closed the gap, 410, 414. But, let's just, I like to talk about the obvious again. At 130 lines, this is going to transition to level 19. Speed's going to increase 50%. The colors are going to change of the pieces. The import values will increase. And you'll really start seeing the rolling talent differentiate themselves from people like me who play like a regular old man and just hold a controller like a normal person.
Yeah, no, it's where the faster speeds are where rolling really shines. Like on 18, you can even with dads, you can get by. You can still make a lot of maneuvers that rollers could do as well. But once you get to 19, you have the literal like game limitations that prevent you from doing things that rollers can do. So yeah, you'll see that here once we get to that 19 speed. Again, 50% increase in speed.
And normally the goal is about the mid 500s when you make that 130 line transition, and both players at the top are going to well exceed that. And it looks like at the bottom they're on pace to get to about 550,000, maybe exceeded a bit, but all players are right where they want to be into that crucial transition. And you also want your board state to be about below halfway point of your board just to be prepared for that speed jump. And that's a perfect transition. 638 for Huff, nonchalantly going into a monster game here, followed by 618 by Rhubarb. It's nothing to sneeze at. Anything above 600,000 when those colors change is really great play.
Yeah, that's solid without question. So yeah, very tight game at the top. Meanwhile at the bottom, Meme has got there at 622. DMJ will be the last to make it, 586. So here we go, Chris. This is the kind of gameplay we came here to see.
Oh heck yeah. Normally you try to focus on who has the dirty board and getting out of their situation, but none of these boards have had any trouble throughout, and that's why you see such monster scores here. Yeah, and then you see it's like Huff gets a little problem and solves it in 3 burns right there with the T, right into a Tetris. So real good stuff here.
Yeah, no, it's just, it's just almost become so optimized, Chris, at this point, right? How much time these players put in and just how much of the stacking they've just learned over time, and it's just, yeah, no, it's almost become like optimized at this point.
So as the levels increase, every 10 lines, the point value is slightly increased, but the speed stays the same. And then when you hit level 29 at 230 lines, the speed's going to double. And that's when you see the rollers do their magic. 5 years ago, that was considered a kill screen. It was impossible. And now we've had to change it. It's no longer a kill screen. It's just a plain old pain screen. And the things that these players do, they can play to infinity at that pain screen levels of speed. And that's going to probably decide our semifinal and final matches, what they do beyond. But you don't want to make a mistake here, which is easy to do. And so far, these are some monster freaking scores. 909 to 835 at the bottom, so it's about a 3 Tetris lead. Maybe 2 now for a Meme over at DMJ, and at the top it's 861, 915. Again, about a 2 Tetris lead for Rhubarb over Hufflepugus.
Yeah.
Just call him Huff still. Does he still go by Hufflepugus?
It's technically the full name, but I don't feel like anybody calls him that anymore.
No. Everything gets shortened. We don't have time for the extra syllables.
Yeah, we gotta optimize everything.
There's a max out there for.
Here you go. This
There's
yours.
my bell. Yeah. There's a max out. That's the A equals 10, by the way, and that's going to go up letters up to F, and it's going to roll back over to 0. So we might see that roll over here with this pace.
Yeah, we just might see it.
There's a max out for me, by the way. Back in 2019, we had our first ever live million-point game, and the crowd went and erupted, and it was wild back in Portland, Oregon, back in 2019. And now million-point games live are like kind of commonplace.
Another day at the office,
especially for Meme. So 1.15 for Rhubarb versus 1.07 for Huff. At the bottom, DMJ gets his million points. So we have 4 million-point games to start off a hot semifinal here.
Yeah, here we go. Meme will transition to level 29 first. She's
there
at B41.1 million.
Look at that speed. That is 60 rows a second. You have a third of a second to make your decision and get to the next piece. Players don't like to exceed the middle of the screen here.
Yeah, they really try to not overcommit to any particular Tetris setup, though. Meme doesn't really have a lot of burn options.
Needs the line, gets
it.
Those Tetrises post 29 are crucial, though.
Yeah, there were so many points. Again, with every level increase, the points are worth more, but DMJ, it ain't going to matter. He's in trouble. He's done B16, and Meme will take game 1 at the bottom.
At top, though, look at this tight game. Both players trying to dig out of this.
Oh, my goodness. And that is over.
Oh, wow, 10,000-point difference. That's a third of a Tetris. Rhubarb with the heart, but valiant effort by Huff.
We continue on in a 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
So have you visited Bronze Fonz yet?
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, so you're familiar with the show Happy Days?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a statue of the Fonz up the river a bit.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah, because it was based in Milwaukee, if you did not know.
I did not know that.
Okay, so it's a semi-hideous bronze statue of the Fonz with his day pose. And if the weather's nice on Monday, I'm gonna go finally take a visit. I've been coming up here for years and never gone to see it.
Wait, oh really? You haven't gone?
No, it's just far enough of a walk, and bad thing about this tournament, it's always been kind of like snowing and cold, and this week it's perfect. So
yeah, this one happens to be later, than it has in the last couple of years.
You see the Milwaukee sites. I went to a brewery the other day. Took a brewery tour. You know, it's good stuff. It's a fun town.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Wisconsin experience, right? You know, cheese and cheese and beer. So.
And Midwest Gaming Classic is number 3.
Yeah, definitely the number 3 thing that happens in Wisconsin.
DMJ getting that nice T-spin there. A little dirty board at level 18. I mean, he's going to get out of this. There's no danger of him topping out, but he is going to fall way behind in pace to Meme, who is one of the best in the world. She was a semi-finalist, or finalist, I should say, in Pasadena last year. Yeah,
the World Championship. So she's in a bit of a bind up at the top. Meanwhile, on the top of our screen, Rhubarb's been kind of in a bit of a mess here as well. I mean, sub 100K here now has surpassed 100K at 28 lines, but he is still not out of this yet. He's going to have quite a number of burns to be able to resolve this.
I mean, everybody's name's shortened. Rhubarb was Vicious Rhubarb, but, you know, we forget how to spell vicious, so we just didn't neglect to put it in.
Yeah, which I think is ironic, given that, I don't know, I feel like Rhubarb's a harder thing to spell than vicious, but that's just me.
Oh, good point. Rhubarb from Minnesota across the border. You can tell where Huff's from the sweatshirt. DMJ flew up from the south.
Meme also in the Minneapolis area, yeah.
So Midwest representing, but we have a little southern interloper here who could take this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're gonna be pretty hard pressed, Chris, I think, to find Tetris tournaments going on in Arkansas. So I mean,
okay.
So I think it's just him. So at least that I know of.
You say Bill Clinton is not a good Tetris player?
I would say probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stick to the sacks. 264, 143. So that's about a 3-4 Tetris lead for Huff because Rhubarb. But this is a dirty Tetris setup halfway up the board.
There we go. Dirty
Tetris Rhubarb. DMJ has cleaned up the board and has significantly reduced that deficit. About a 1 Tetris deficit there for DMJ from Meme. 228, 209.
Yeah, so Rhubarb almost out of this mess here up at the top. That square going to help a lot.
So our first game,
there we go.
First game, all 4 boards are clean, and now you're seeing second game, a little bit dirty, but none of the players are in danger. But you see, you got to concentrate for, half an hour, 45 minutes plus, and it's hard to be on point for that long all the time, all the way through. So you're going to see a little bit of lapse a bit. People kind of like catch themselves.
Yeah,
get back
just
to
a little bit of a
equilibrium.
slip up, Mm-hmm. It's even, honestly, some of the missed drops are even almost, I would argue, DAS-like, right? In terms of, you could still have early shifts as a roller, right?
Sure.
If you start rolling the next piece too early,
Right. It's a different way of making a mistake.
Yeah.
And with rolling, it's a different move. If you're going 4 to the left or 5 to the left, you got to use that thumb or that extra digit. So it's a different move. It's not just a timing issue like if you're a DAS player.
Right,
so you're really relearning the game when you change play styles.
Right, it's just if you add an extra bump or something, or what have you.
So your brain is doing the math. I got to go a number and a direction, not just a direction.
Yeah, I mean, certainly that's still useful with DAS too. Just knowing, okay, it requires more effort, right, to get, X piece over to the left, right, the long bar over to the left, than say, an L piece if you're going flat, right. So
and I'm gonna put this out there. Another dirty Tetris setup for Rhubarb. Okay.
Yeah. I was kind of
eyeballing
droughted
that. Here. We don't have a drought counter. That's only going to be a triple, but he's keeping it down.
Yeah. No, smart play.
And DAS players cannot play up there. That is a rolling exclusive feature to play that high on level 18 like it's nothing. Nice T-spin from Rhubarb. But Huff does continue to increase that lead now, 458 to 312.
There we go. Tetris Rhubarb again. So now it's in a much safer spot. But he's gonna have a lot of work to do on the 19, Chris, to be able to catch up to Huff.
I mean, it's all fixable. You never know who makes a mistake when, but gives us a little something to talk about, a little drama.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is that middle of the stack for Rhubarb. Oh, my God. Oh,
Just
my word.
waiting for that Tetris.
Finally it shows, but now that he's got to get that left side worked out, and he will.
Transition uncomfortably high at a very low score for these players at 370. Get that board under control. Burn those shelves down.
Yeah,
Huff going to take full advantage here.
Yeah, it's almost a 200,000 point lead for Huff.
And see Rhubarb do with down stacking and dirty Tetrises, trying to keep this as close as possible.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the bottom, kind of a lopsided game there as well, Chris. 504 to 585, so certainly strong lead for Meme. She'll add a Tetris to take about a 100,000 point lead. But it's been overall pretty clean for both of these two. So Rhubarb up top is at 440. It's kind of this is kind of a game to keep an eye on, I think, here, as he makes that nice adjustment for the square, and very nicely done. All right, and that's something, honestly, we were talking about, kind of the differences here with rollers and some of the more traditional play styles like Das. Rolling can make that adjustment that you just saw. Das would have been very difficult at best, right?
Oh, DMJ.
Oh,
is
man.
that burnable? That's very difficult to
That's
the left.
hard,
he needs to
but
fill
he
out
can
the
do
right.
it, yeah.
Gets it down. Real concern. Can he fill in that gap? He does.
Yeah, he will with the S piece. L comes a piece too late.
Little piece dependent here. It's doable.
Yeah, we need.
But Meme not in great shape either. Dirty Tetris for Meme. 7-13 through level 23. And Rhubarb getting his board under control, but behind by 200,000 points. So he is stabilized.
Yeah, so DMJ trying to play catch up here, as is Rhubarb at the top. Rhubarb still down over 200,000 points right now. And it's Huff's just shown no signs of let up.
And the sun is coming out. It's a beautiful day. It's not snowing for once.
Yeah, right. Somebody had a big cardboard cut out of the rock to block that out.
We've got beautiful Tetris. We got a beautiful sun out. It's just, what a good day.
Yeah, man, I can't complain. Man.
Well, let's see what our players behind here can do at these later level 20 levels and into level 29.
Yeah, right now these boards at the bottom looking a little worse for wear.
You really got to get your board state down to the bottom before that transition to level 29 if you hope to play and advance and get those wins to get to the finals. 967, so Huff has the game of this foursome right now, but Meme also well ahead.
Yeah, Huff with another Tetris, just short of a max out into 26.
Just short, just 200 points.
And
there we go, 1 million points for Hufflepugus. Meme right behind, one and change away. Knocks down a Tetris, 985 Meme.
Yeah, Rhubarb with a nice double
million
top.
points.
Meme maxes out.
Rhubarb into level 29. He's got to build Tetrises here. He's too far behind to blind this out. And again, if they make it to level 39, the speed doubles again, and they will not be able to play at that point. So there is a timer built into this line count.
Yeah, so Rhubarb, I mean, he's, as long as Huff stays alive, he's got to force it in.
A little high up for Meme.
Oh,
if she doesn't get this burned down, she could leave the door open for DMJ, who has a low board into 29. Meme getting it down, ahead by about 150,000 points.
Yeah, as Rhubarb tops out up top, and Huff will tie the series 1-1.
But at the bottom, let's focus here. Meme with a 1.1. The B equals 1.1 million. DMJ looking to break 1 million. But he has his board under control, but needs to score Tetrises.
Yeah, he's got to at some point here. Right? Obviously, you don't want to overcommit, but you also can't stay too long.
Undershifts the Z. Just playing these speeds is incredible, but you got to score Tetrises if you want to advance. So it's just the next level gameplay at level 29.
Yeah, these pieces are not
Tetris
so
for
kind.
Meme at level 30.
Tetris, though.
With a 1.2 million with that C letter.
Yeah, she's built up a pretty massive lead here. And you can see
she's not going to play it safe. She's going to get another here. It's open for her.
Yeah, why not? Why not
Boom,
let it fly?
Tetris into 1.3. And DMJ
just about to max out.
Finally gets a million. I'll give him the courtesy bell. But it's
That's
looking dim for
crazy.
DMJ.
Oh,
1.4
for
for Meme.
And that is, wait. Yeah, that's going to do it. 8-13, the final score.
Mullinus out. Not going to do it, but a hell of a game for Meme. Up 2-0.
Yeah, it's on the verge of a sweep here, potentially.
3, 2, 1, Tetris. Hi, Sazzy.
All right, we're underway. So again, yeah, as mentioned, Huff with the win there in game number 2. Had real struggles on 18 from Rhubarb, and that, yeah, like you said, it really cost him as we got to later levels. He was able to make up for it a little bit on the 19, but yeah, you see perhaps a bit more of that again so far. Hear that audible sigh.
Yeah, and also, if since we don't have the Tetris champs up there, Tetris are worth 22,800 points at level 18. A very weird number, kind of an obscure number to do quick math with, but I just like to round it up to 25,000 when I'm doing my Tetris difference. And then let's go up 1,200 points per Tetris as the levels increase later on down the road.
Yeah, so again, Tetris is worth a lot more later, and that could come into play, but hold on, it might not if Rhubarb's not careful here. And there we go. Long bird coming in. There's a nice burn. I think it was just a triple.
And again, like Rhubarb is, he won this last year. He's one of the top players. He's going to push himself behind by getting, kind of messing around here, middle of the board, not getting Tetrises with these burns. Huff's not going to give him a break.
No, certainly not. No, he's trying to win this. And we'll say, this is kind of the live in-person experience, tournament experience, right? Like, it's a long day, man.
Yeah.
As the organizer, I know all too well. It's a long day, right? Certainly, you could see some concentration lapses like that. That's just something that happens. So Meme right now pretty high up, but so otherwise in good shape here. We'll get the Tetris down. She'll go to 190 right on the dot. 168 for DMJ.
Rhubarb, man, covering up the well.
Oh my God.
This is not a gimme. RNG is dependent here.
Oh my word.
Gets the
Oh
line
my
over.
God. That's not what he needed.
He's going to top out, and Huff takes a gimme game 3. You hate to see that.
Wow. So it's 2-1. Huff on the verge of potentially advancing to the finals here.
So they can seed up, and we'll count them down separately. Salty run back.
Yeah, no
Here we
kidding.
go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Those happen. I mean, they're rare, but they do happen.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I was, I almost alluded to this, I guess, right? Again, it's a long day, and sometimes, again, those mistakes happen, and it just, yeah. And early top out can happen to anyone.
I mean, sometimes you got to listen to our voices, and it's like, ugh, please stop.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, too. Yeah. I can't argue with that.
No. And again, Rhubarb gets a triple. He just needs to get on the board here. Then he's going to get comfortable, and he's going to start feeling it again.
Yeah, there we go. Nice simul Tetris here. Yeah, now Rhubarb's finding his groove here.
Rhubarb gets his groove back. Groove bar.
Bar. I mean, I guess we are in Wisconsin, right?
Sure.
So, yeah,
Cheesy jokes.
yeah, for real. Oh, my God.
Close game at the bottom, 340, 350. Meme with the Tetris to go ahead by about 1.5. But as you also notice the pace differences here. When a player is ahead in lines by a significant number, like Meme over DMJ, that gives the player who is behind in lines kind of a preview of what's to come. It's kind of a slight advantage to know what you need. So if you're kind of scoring like bowling, it's pretty much a tie game down there.
Yeah, to your point about knowing what you need, right? It's kind of why back in the day, Harry Hong, our 2014 world champion back in the day, right, would always push down, right? So like whenever you were against Harry Hong, it's like, okay, yeah, he tops out, you know what you need, but there's also that added pressure of, okay, I have to get this exact score, right?
Yeah. Well, there's two ways it could go, and when you're an intimidating player like Harry Hong, you like to press that advantage on your opponents, and it worked for pretty much everybody back in the day, except Jonas Neubauer.
Yeah, besides Jonas, right? Who although he himself did say, the most distracting thing your opponent could do is top out early. Right?
Yeah.
So.
And Rhubarb here again just can't get it in gear at level 18. Another dirty Tetris. I mean, if you're going to down stack,
that's the most efficient way to do it.
That's the most efficient way to do it, but it's called a dirty Tetris because for most mortals, if you play with half a board, you're going to lose a lot quicker.
Yeah, I like that skim there.
Oh my goodness, it's
so close to the sun.
Keeping that well open on the right for any piece.
Man, he's playing with fire, man.
Playing with fire, and he wants another dirty Tetris, but he's keeping pace with Huff any way he possibly can. That is beautiful, aggressive play. And he's behind. He could lose this match, but he's just going to go all out and take these risks up the board. Admirable strategy here. Transition at 5:59 for DMJ at the bottom, and Meme is probably around that same point. I missed her transition. I apologize.
Yeah.
But, watching 4 games at once is not easy to do.
It's hard. Yeah. I don't know. Like, how does GD do it with Wars, man? With 8 players going at the same time. My God.
I mean, if you accuse him of not being a human, I would probably not find a way to fight that comment.
Man, Tetris Meme. And another one. Why not? She'll go to 671 into level 23. DMJ behind in lines at 597, level 20. So it's back by about 80,000 points, but has more lines to work with. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that here. He'll get another Tetris in. We'll go to 628.
So I'm going to focus on the bottom because this is the fun part.
Yeah, the 19 speed. That's what draws everybody in.
Nailing that spin is Meme, and you have a 1/30th of a second of a window to pull off that maneuver. These players have played this game so much that it's second nature to them. It's rare when they miss those.
Yeah, no kidding. And right now, Meme
trying to dig out of this at 19 speed. Could have played that line flat, decides not to.
Yeah, she's going to try to burn this out. She really could use an S piece, but guess what? Not coming.
Nope.
Imagine getting S piece Shrouded, right? My God.
Oh, that sucks.
Right, the one piece that the game normally has zero problem giving you. It's like, you need it? Too bad.
Look at the applause of her getting out of that dig.
Yeah.
We got some smart fans here.
Yeah. Oh, DMJ!
DMJ!
Just
Meme.
all of a sudden has topped out at 725, and Meme has completed the sweep. She'll move on to the finals.
Let's whoosh this camera on over to our top match.
Let's do the thing. Are we serious?
As you see, Rhubarb again trying to dig out of a situation halfway up the board. Transitions coming up in 7 lines. You need a good board state, even if you're a roller. Take your vegetables, get down to safety. Don't risk it. And again, Huff with transition really high up for Rhubarb.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't like it, Birbwizard.
I don't either.
No, sir, I don't like it. Bellin Mellon does say hi, by the way. And dirty Tetris for Rhubarb as he's out of danger. Behind by about 2.5, 3 Tetrises.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, again, it's do or die for Rhubarb at this point.
And our players at the bottom are just, they're showing off. So
yeah.
Focus on the top. Huff sticking that line piece in column 7, planting a flag. Most players like to move those extra line pieces to the left, but he's going to stick it kind of in the middle. And there's a danger in that you might get a piece of trash stuck to it, but he handles it well. He's smarter than me. I'm just a commentator.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's why they're there and we're here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wasn't even on stage. I was off playing on a Dora TV.
Yeah, Dora TV, SpongeBob TV on silver bracket that we had today.
That was a fun 2-piece combination from Huff setting up the
I like
tuck.
that. Man, he's still got the lead right now. 720 to 678
about
at a
2
Tetris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's pretty close here. Huff looking to face Meme in the finals. Rhubarb looking to push this to a decider.
Yeah, the defending champ looking to keep his hopes alive.
Defend harder, Rhubarb.
Oh my word! Yeah, that's what he's got to do. That's the perfect advice, right?
But he's doing it. He's had a rough 18, and I think this 19 has kicked his brain back into comfort gear. Sometimes these players are so into their 29 play that going back to 18 makes them think a little bit more than they're comfortable with.
Yeah, they almost overthink it.
Yeah.
You know?
Like you start second guessing yourself instead of just having to react. But look at this score, Birb. We're about 10,000 point difference now. About a
yeah.
Tetris
Rhubarb
and a
is
half
taking
difference.
the lead.
Yeah, this is a turn of events here into 19.
Yeah, though Huff does again. Huff has more runway here, but
Yep.
this is still huge momentum here for Rhubarb.
And again, when you now with level 28, Rhubarb needs to get into a position to play at 29. It's good right now, but you don't want to build up. Be a little less aggressive here, and he's got basically a perfect setup here for 29. 3 lines to go before level 29. We double speed. Into 29 for Rhubarb, 941. Huff. Now he's 10 lines to go and set up for Rhubarb.
Yeah, he's
He's
locked
going to
and
be
loaded.
aggressive. Tetris ready.
Yeah,
Boom!
Tetris,
Tetris for Rhubarb. 986. Huff about to get 1,000,000 points, but
Ooh, that's a rough board.
into 1,000,000 points for Hufflepuffus, but that's some trash on the board. A little uncomfortable into 29. Anybody's game. Look at this. 829,
Oh, Huff hangs
837.
the bar on the left.
That could be fatal. The 5 tap left
my
at the top is
God.
right
No,
again.
he
He's not going to
missed
do it. And Rhubarb's going to send it to a decider. That's Vince.
Ah, Vince, what's up, buddy? Wish you were here. Just
Here
for
we
the
go.
record, I texted you first.
Here we go. In 3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Tetris. Again, same seeds. We got our straight piece and our L, and away we go. Our decider, two hearts each. Those aren't turned on for some reason, but that's all right. You know the story. The winner advances to the finals against Meme. Meme would be the finalist last year, finishing second to our world champion, Alex T, 2-time world champion. Don't worry about it, dude. We got a gameplay. We'll figure it out.
Boom, Tetris. Bringing all the old lines back.
And I mean, you and I had that moment in 2019 calling Jonas Neubauer's upset to Mega Retro Man. Probably like the greatest.
And you know what? What did it mean to Mega Retro Man, though? Like, Retro Man was
I mean,
on the verge of tears.
I told you beforehand that he was grinding the hell out of the game.
Yes.
And you brought that up, and what happened a few months later, or about a year and a half later, that means even more to Retro Man. And I got to see him in Phoenix a few weeks ago, and he's doing well. And it's always good times to bring that back up. But because of that, I got to be an ESPN commentator because fortunately that match made it on the mothership.
Yes, it did.
So about 140 to 120, Huff ahead by about a Tetris. Again, Rhubarb's been having some issues here at level 18. I don't know, if he's just he's overthinking it, not quite getting there. But he's got a clean up board. He has a dirty Tetris well. Open if he could get the freaking line piece. Now, Arda, do you have a Nintendo at home with this game?
I do. Do I play it a lot? Not as much as I should. I do have one, though, yes.
You have one. Have you introduced the kiddo to it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
The new versions, yes.
Mm-hmm.
No interest.
No interest. Oh.
Unfortunate.
What if you put it on one of those SpongeBob TVs over there?
Then maybe interest will
help?
spike, yes.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Rhubarb digging himself out here. Very nice.
Going for the center well. Doing a little Quaid inspiration maybe? Oh, he's going to cover it up. You can see him sighing here. I think the nerves here.
How many different world champions do we have? Remember, once upon a time, it was Jonas and Harry back and forth. Joseph won.
Mm-hmm. Then Dog, so that's 4. And then Eric, that's 5. And 2 times 4 Fractal.
Fractal, wow.
And
yeah.
then Alex. So we have 7.
7 world champions now.
And then this is our 18th year, 17th year.
We can fit in the van.
Yes. Now we need a bus.
Nice center Tetris.
The Quaid special.
Yes, the Quaid special.
Who I don't know if you caught that when Quaid played against, or no, it wasn't Quaid. It was Blue Scooty versus Logan Paul a couple years ago. That was fun.
Yes, that was
a moment of all time.
Wild.
Especially what's happened since then. 319, 262. Both players flirting with the top here. We kind of want to see this play all the way through. We don't really want to see a top out right now. And both players oblige and get this burned down.
I'm seeing, who's that? Muffy in the chat. Jonas,
Yep.
Harry, Joseph, Dog, Eric, Fractal, Alex.
Yep, got him.
Nice. You got him.
The seven
you
not dwarves.
you got the 7
giants.
You got the 7.
Oh, we have a 9-year-old robot who could max out the game and roll and play with the big boys. 9.
Come on.
9. And he's like a hardcore 9-year-old running around in circles wanting to do backflips. 9-year-old too, just full of energy.
Unbelievable.
His dad is his parents are awesome. They take him everywhere and have embraced the scene and help us out with the tech stuff. So much you've missed already.
What's his play style? Is he rolling?
Oh, he's
What
a
does he
roller.
do?
Yeah,
Okay. Does rolling help in any other game?
Good question. I mean, no, it does not. Shut up.
Does it help with Tetris? Probably not, right?
Oh, now we joke about the Tetris Championship. 2 years ago, you came down and played in one round and won.
I did. I did win one round of
You know what happened
Tetris.
though?
What?
Your replacement, Timsy88, my fellow Nintendo World Championship finalist, took your spot and won the title. So you are technically a former one-half champion of Tetris.
I'm a Tetris tag team champion?
Yes.
Where's my title belt?
Talk to Vince.
Where are my accolades? Vince, you're in the
Vince,
chat.
give him
I
a hat.
demand a Tetris tag team championship belt. Immediately, Vince. I know you're in there in the chat. I'm making demands like Danhausen. Where's my title, Belthausen?
Where are
And
your gold
human
medals?
monies. Oh, is Sharky in the chat? What's up, Sharky?
Yeah. You pointed that out, that he was going to be the next superstar.
What I respect a lot about Sharky is that he had such a great passion, and I'm sure he still does, for classic Tetris, and he grinded not only the game but commentary too.
Yep.
So good on you, man. Good to see you're still doing your thing. That's awesome.
Yep, he's on the three-way commentary team for the finals. But we got a transition here. This is our decider.
Okay.
5. Yep, serious time. See, that's the key with the broadcasting. Is 18 is the fun talk, 19 is the serious talk. 640 to 609, about a Tetris and a half lead for Rhubarb. You know, he had some issues with his 18 game, but again, he turns it on at 19. And now we play deep into 29, so it's no longer a kill screen. It's a thrill screen. It's a pain screen. Ooh, that's a little bit of a complex Vitz there for Huff.
Oh no.
It's going to require a lot of line piece to fill in. But
Not ideal. He's getting there, though.
He's going to get it down, but I think the pace lead is going to fall way behind, and Rhubarb's going to take full advantage.
And he wastes a line piece too as he's
hate
digging.
that.
Yeah.
But he's concentrating. He's grinning. Oh no!
Oh
is that
no!
it? Is that
Might
curtains?
be it. Yeah.
Rhubarb is going to the finals. Makes the comeback.
Congratulations, Rhubarb.
We have our finalists, the defending champion Rhubarb, making the comeback versus 2-year-ago champion Meme. We're going to take about a 10-minute break to get set up. And it's been a pleasure to see you, Mr.
Yeah.
Arda.
Thanks
Stick
for
around
everybody in the
finals
chat.
or whatever. And
Enjoy the finals, everybody. Really cool to be here with you all. This is awesome.
boom Tetris.
Thriving, baby.